Right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5.
A Kennewick school bus and pickup crash on 10th Street late this afternoon. We have the very latest.
Then we have the new detail.
By law, once you miss that cutoff, then we can't process signatures.
The effort to recall the mayor of Mabton is no more. We'll explain.
And later,
We've actually had to push this back a little ways. They reached out to us a couple years ago originally.
we'll take you out to the Richland Airport where they are getting what's called a compass rose. What that means for safety coming up.
And Stacy is here.
And from the Yakima Valley to the Columbia Basin, gusty winds. How long are the winds going to last? I'll tell you coming up. The news at 5 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Great to see you. Good evening and welcome. It is Wednesday. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Wendy Redman. It is May the 14th.
First at 5, one person taken to the hospital after a school bus crash in Kennewick. We were there. The crash happened at the intersection of 10th Street and Clearwater Avenue just before 2 in the afternoon. A silver pickup and a school bus with several children on board crashed at the intersection. Authorities say some of the children were hurt, but there were no serious injuries. The driver of the pickup was taken to the hospital. Kennewick police say drivers need to make sure they are paying attention, especially at busy intersections.
So what it sounds like was the bus, from our understanding, was turning from 10th onto Clearwater, and a vehicle that was traveling on Clearwater collided with the bus at the intersection.
The school district did send out an alert to the parents of the children involved, and another bus eventually came to pick up the kids. KPD says the crash remains under investigation.
A hot race this upcoming primary election is the seat for mayor of Mabton. Despite a recall action being started for its current mayor, she decided she is not ready to give up her title. She is running for re-election, but she isn't running uncontested. 2 other candidates are also throwing their names into the hat. As for that recall, the Yakima County Auditor says it will no longer be moving forward.
The petitioners failed to turn in the required number of signatures by the legal deadline as per RCW. So, by law, once you miss that cutoff, then we can't process signatures.
The Yakima County Auditor says the deadline for those signatures was May 4th, and they were not submitted until May 12th. The candidate filing period for the 2025 primary election is now closed, which means it is now time for those running for a seat at the table to campaign. The primary election is set for August the 5th. The way the primary election works, the Yakima County Auditor says any position that has 2 or more people running for it will show up on the ballot. Next, the top 2 candidates of those races will move on to the general election. The Yakima Auditor says these are some dates voters should keep in mind.
The overseas and military ballots go out in the mail on June 20th. Regular ballots would be available to the voters on July 18th, and then the election date itself is August 5th, and then it is certified on August 19th.
The auditor says one race those in Yakima County can expect to see on their ballots is the Yakima County coroner position. We'll have other races voters can expect to see on their ballots coming up on the news at 6.
Yakima County Fire District 5 says no one was hurt after a house fire earlier this morning.
So here's what we know. It happened just before 4 o'clock this morning. Take a look at these images on your screen. Firefighters responded to reports of a house fire in the 560 block of Hornby Road in the Sunnyside area. According to crews, the fire started on the outside of the house and the caller was trying to put it out with a garden hose. When crews arrived, they say the fire had spread to the attic. Then more crews responded.
And officials say the house was damaged by smoke and water with extensive damages to the roof. Meanwhile, in Northern Oregon last night, Pendleton Fire responded to a blaze behind the Walmart. PFD says it was stacks of pallets and compressed cardboard. The bales were on fire and were threatening structures. Units arrived and knocked the fire down before it could extend to the structures in the area. Nobody was hurt.
Before wildfire season starts, the American Red Cross Central Washington chapter is working behind the scenes to make sure people don't have to face the worst alone. This Saturday, volunteers and local partners will help educate, prevent, and prepare the community for wildfire risks. Officials say of the homes that catch fire during a wildfire, 90% start from embers. The event will be held from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. off South 2nd Street in Yakima. The public is asked to arrive by 9. Groups will then travel to Meadowbrooks Estates.
Turning now to First Alert weather, yet another windy day out there, especially in the Kittitas Valley.
Oh my goodness, it really does seem like the winds are picking up. Let's check in with Stacy to find out what's going on.
That's right. It's been breezy all day, and I'm glad you guys are talking about fire embers. Any fires that would start this afternoon are going to be very dangerous. 34 miles sustained winds in Ellensburg, gusts up to 51. They've just recorded some lately. It's very, very breezy through the area. There's a wind advisory in place for the Kittitas Valley, and that's going to take place till about 11 o'clock tonight. You guys in Kittitas Valley expect winds 40 to 50 miles an hour for the next couple of hours. It's going to be very, very windy. Taking a look outside locally, Yakima Skycam, taking a look at the windmills out in Kennewick. Look at the camera just shaking. 72 degrees. Winds are blowing at 24 miles an hour and gusting at 30 plus miles an hour right now. Dust Devils hitting the stadium tonight at 6:30. They're playing the Hillsborough Hops. If you're heading out to the game, temperatures in the 60s, partly cloudy, breezy winds. Do wear a windbreaker. It's going to feel a little bit chilly, although our temperatures are pretty pleasant in the 60s and 70s all through the area right now. For tomorrow, look for your high temps pretty much like today. A few clouds in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, but a much better, nicer day, drying out but breezy. So winds will decrease overnight. Sunny and breezy once again tomorrow. Gusty and breezy winds continue right on into the weekend, and we're tracking another storm system moving in Friday night and Saturday. We could potentially see some local thunderstorms. I'll tell you all the details coming up. Austin, Wendy.
Thank you, Stacy. New tonight, Washington is taking bold steps to help fight climate change. One way is by cutting methane emissions from landfills. When organic waste, like food and yard trimmings, decomposes in landfills, it releases methane. That's a greenhouse gas more than 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide over a 20-year period. Methane alone is responsible for over 25% of today's global warming. Now, the state is working to reduce those emissions as part of its broader climate goals. By 2050, Washington aims to slash greenhouse gas emissions by 95% compared to 1990 levels.
Three buckets or categories of funding that are compliance related are specifically for compliance and design planning. We also offer funding for monitoring as well as gas collection and control systems.
Reducing methane from landfills is just one way Washington is tackling climate change, with more initiatives in the works to meet its 2050 targets.
Well, the Kennewick Police Department asked the public for help identifying two suspects. They now say the two men responsible for over $1,000 worth of stolen merchandise have been identified. This occurred on April 23rd when the men left a store located in the Columbia Center Mall with multiple pairs of sunglasses. If you still know anything about them, though, do contact KPD.
The Hermiston School District is moving forward with safety enhancement at Desert View Elementary this summer. They're doing this using remaining money from the voter-approved 2019 school bond. The renovation project focuses on two key safety improvements: a new secure entry vestibule to better control access to the school building, and significant changes to traffic patterns for safer, more efficient student drop-off and pickup. To minimize disruption to education, the district scheduled the work as a summer blitz project, so construction is beginning and ending during the summer break when students and staff are not on campus. New legislation in Washington is making diaper duty easier for all parents, including dads. So listen up to this. Governor Bob Ferguson signed a law requiring baby changing tables in all gender accessible restrooms for new or renovated buildings. The goal is to provide clean, safe options in men's, women's, or gender neutral restrooms. The law goes into effect in late July and applies to renovations costing $15,000 or more.
There is also new legislation in the state that will expand qualifications for acts that are considered animal cruelty. The legislation aims to provide more accountability, consistent enforcement, and increasing penalties for repeat violations. The crime of animal fighting now includes anyone who aids or abets, and anyone convicted will be prohibited from possessing, residing, owning, or caring for any animal. The definition of animal cruelty in the second degree has been expanded to include circumstances for those who engage in, willfully instigates, or furthers an act of animal cruelty. Well, if you have ever looked down at an airport runway and you saw what looks like a giant compass, no, you're not lost in a pirate movie. That is called a compass rose, and the Richland Airport is getting one. The Port of Benton is teaming up with the Mid-Columbia chapter of the 99s, a group of women pilots, to refresh and relocate the airport's 80-foot compass rose. The massive symbol helps pilots calibrate their navigation instruments with precision. It is a vital tool with a surprisingly artistic twist.
Anytime that there's a change to avionics or different things inside the aircraft, then they bring the aircraft out to the compass rose and verify that it hasn't affected the compass inside the aircraft.
The 99s are no strangers to air markings. They have painted airport names and symbols across the state, but this will be their first ever compass rose at Richlands Airport, and they're bringing up to 15 volunteers to get the job done. Surveying starts May 19th, and by the time they put the final brush strokes on, they will have clocked nearly 150 volunteer hours. The News at 5 is just getting started. Still ahead, the Pendleton Roundup Hall of Fame inductees have just been announced.
Yeah, you won't want to miss that. Also ahead.
How is FAA ensuring that other airports don't experience the type of radar and communications failures impacting Newark?
Air safety is in the spotlight as lawmakers react to air traffic control issues around the country.
And wind is the big story today. As we leave you to break, here's a live picture from Pasco. Stacey Lee is coming back with your full First Alert weather forecast.
So what do you think about these? We like this.
Yeah, we love it.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out.
Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com to learn more about no interest, no payments for 12 months.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. See your community Chevy dealers.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Jeff Kreutz.
And I'm attorney Megan Changaroya.
Thank you, Tri-Cities, for voting us Best Personal Injury and Best Overall Law Firm.
We are so honored and grateful to serve this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call the law firm that has served Central Washington for 30 years. Call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
The old me was stuck in the daily grind. My routine didn't allow for any self-expression. I found clay, and that changed everything. I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative, to build something. And that's how Clayton was born. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. There's a creative side in all of us. That's what I hope people come here to find.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Ink Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
Back now with local living. Each year, the Pendleton Roundup and Happy Canyon Hall of Fame membership selects a new class of inductees into the prestigious Hall of Fame. Nominees are submitted for various categories.
So announced today, the 2025 class, Casey Field, who was born in Utah, wins in the contestant category. Bo Gems Toes is celebrating as the animal, quite the name. This registered quarter horse is still alive and was born in 1997. Last but not least, Mark Rosenberg was named Roundup Volunteer. He started helping when he was just 10.
And you can find the full list of inductees dating all the way back to 1969 on the Pendleton Roundup's website.
The unofficial kickoff of the summer travel season a little more than a week away.
And today, a Capitol Hill hearing put air safety and traffic in the spotlight. Karen Caifa in Washington with the details.
With the summer travel rush looming, senators questioning top officials from the Federal Aviation Administration.
How is FAA ensuring that other airports don't experience the type of radar and communications failures impacting Newark? What is FAA's plan for inspection, maintenance, and testing to ensure redundancy and resiliency system-wide?
Lawmakers in particular pressed the FAA about an April 28th air traffic control equipment outage that impacted flights at Newark Liberty International Airport, where air traffic controllers' radar screens went blank for about 90 seconds during a busy afternoon.
What broke down, and how did the system become this deteriorated in the first place?
We want to remove all risk to the flying public, and that is what's concerning to me, is how do we remove any bit of that risk, and we need to make sure our contingencies are better placed.
The incident at Newark prompted 5 air traffic controllers to take trauma leave at an already understaffed air traffic control location, underscoring a nationwide need the FAA says it's trying to fill. Experts say training doesn't happen quickly, and workers on the job now will have to keep up with the rush.
There's a shortage of workers. You know, you're managing multiple flights. You really do have people's lives in your hands when you're doing these jobs.
As for summer travelers, Clint Henderson of the Points Guy says they should prepare for the unexpected ahead of time, even if it looks like clear skies.
Knowledge is power when it comes to delays and cancellations. Have a backup plan.
In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Ticketmaster has a new pricing policy to help improve your ticket buying experience. You'll now be able to see all service charges and facility fees before taxes up front. Previously, the fees were only visible at checkout. Ticketmaster says the new all-in prices addresses consumer concerns about hidden costs. The change was prompted by the Federal Trade Commission rule on unfair or deceptive fees that went into effect Monday.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And very blustery winds once again. Our Tannum Ridge camera, Bimart camera looking down in the Yakima is shaking. It's been blustery there today. Wind sustained speeds at 22, but we're gusting at 30 and 40 miles an hour, 50 plus miles an hour in the Kittitas Valley. So very, very windy. Futurecast winds, when are they gonna die down? Well, unfortunately, they're actually gonna get a little bit stronger for some of us tonight, especially in the Kittitas Valley. It's very windy down here in the Columbia Gorge. Not quite as bad at the foothills of the Blues or the Columbia Basin. By tomorrow morning, things will start to kind of calm down, and by the afternoon, things will be much better throughout the area wind-wise. But they're back. Don't worry about that. They're not gone for long. They come back Thursday night into Friday as we have another system that's going to move through the area. Let's talk about those winds on Thursday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Once again, the Kittitas Valley, the hardest hit. Everybody else will see some breezy and gusty winds from time to time. We're kind of getting used to it at this point. Here's radar and satellite. As you can see, we're in between cloud piles on either side of the state. Pretty calm, and things are going to start to build and be a little bit better tomorrow. Briefly, we have a little break in between systems, as you can see, our Futurecast. Other than a few clouds you're going to be dealing with tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow night, here comes another round of showers from northeastern Oregon all the way up into the Columbia Basin and above, going towards the Spokane area and out into the Palouse area. Our chances of rain increase 10% on Friday, 50% Tri-Cities on Saturday, and we stay a little bit unsettled into Monday. Walla Walla also seeing better chances of rain than the Yakima or the Kittitas Valley for the next several days, as you can see there. So get ready for a little bit of rain, even potentially some thunderstorms later on. Our forecast for tonight, a little bit blustery, a few clouds around the area, temperatures dropping into the 40s. So the evening on the cooler side with the winds being the biggest problem. Planning your day tomorrow. Not bad temperatures out the door. Most of us pretty close to 50 degrees with partly sunny, we'll say that is. Then as we get into the afternoon, those winds really start to die down. The sunshine really starts to pop and those temperatures will start to go up. They are still below average though. Typically we're 70 plus degrees this time of year. We're going to be under that tomorrow, even later in the afternoon. Let's take a peek at our 7-day planning forecast. Breezy winds here. Temperatures staying in the 70s. Here's where we could see a stormy day. Timing on this, we'll have to wait and see. We could see it in the morning, midday, and afternoon, or maybe just the afternoon, or hopefully not at all. Breezy winds, though, do stick around for several days. Also looking at about a 40% chance of rain or thunderstorms there in the Yakima area. So, have a plan B ready for Saturday because, again, we see stormy conditions popping up through the area. Rain potentials in Ellensburg also have increased over the last 24 hours to 50% on Saturday. And again, we're going to see some blustery winds. Let's take a look at Walla Walla. That's where you probably have a better chance of seeing some thunder and lightning and rain both Friday and Saturday, possibly Monday and Tuesday. And for Hermiston, 69, slight chance for rain, and that 10% means a little bit later in the afternoon or evening. Better chance of that on Saturday. So as we're going, I kept hoping those percentages would drop, but they keep increasing as we head closer to the weekend.
Oh man, it's going the opposite way.
On that Saturday.
Maybe we need to reverse psychology the weather then.
Right? I've been trying.
We hope the rain chances go up.
There we go.
We've got the spotlight when we return.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Upgrade your kitchen with the spacious LG refrigerator with its innovative cooling technology and generous storage capacity. Keep your food fresher for longer while enjoying the modern design that complements any kitchen decor. The Smart ThinQ technology allows you to control and diagnose your refrigerator from your smartphone. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Friday, May 16th, Polish Homes invites you out to Geisa Stadium for school night with the Dust Devils. It's also a family feast featuring hot dogs, soft drinks, and more for $2.50 each. The following night, Saturday, May 17th, will light up the sky above the Tri with a magnificent post-game fireworks show. For tickets, head to the official site, DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is bringing you an electrifying night with the iconic Grammy-nominated rock band Queensryche on Sunday, May 25th. Feel the energy and experience chart-topping hits like Jet City Woman and Silent Lucidity. Now's your chance to witness the unmistakable sound of one of rock's most celebrated bands, who've sold over 30 million albums worldwide. Tickets are on sale now at wildhorseresort.com or on the app. Plus, every ticket is good for $5 free play. Queensryche at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Weeknights at 5, I bring you the spotlight. In the Kennewick School District, a football coach has been inducted into the Washington State Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. We're talking about Randy Afholter. He has 37 years of coaching experience, with the past 6 at Kennewick High School. He focuses on getting the best out of every student athlete and teaching them something that can be carried into life after high school. Congrats to you, sir. If you have an idea for the spotlight, send me an email, arita@applevalleyNewsNow.com. Your reason to smile with Stacy is right after this.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers? Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
Looking to explore the beauty of this great nation? Then you'll need a reliable and comfortable RV. There's always RV shows. But have you thought about the crowds, the long lines, the high admission fees? Is it really worth it? At Broadmoor RV, we're here to help you save some dough and skip the show. With our top-notch customer service and on-site financing options, it's easy to get the RV of your dreams. Come to Broadmoor and get the best deals and service around, and find the perfect RV for your adventures.
We have a very special bond, I think, as a family. Spectrum is the connecting thread to everything we do.
It provides us with reliability, lightning speeds, and allows us to do what we need to do in our lives.
From school to homework to entertainment, Spectrum's the perfect match for me and my family.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. Finally, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Apple Valley News Now is Kennewick.
Apple Valley News Now is Richland.
Apple Valley News Now is Walla Walla.
Our broadcast center may be here in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues in the east to the Cascades in the west, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Leading the way with local news you trust. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side. And welcome back. Of course, we wait for it, your reason to smile, and you're going to smile today. Come take a look at your screen. This one's from Tina Meyer. Another beautiful sunset. She lives in Hermiston, so beautiful sunset in Hermiston. And By the way, Tina, I'll be in your town tomorrow. Can't tell you why, but I'm going to be there.
Ah, secret.
Little road trip tomorrow through northeastern Oregon.
Good.
So we love you guys there in northeastern Oregon. QR code, top of your screen. That's how you get your photo on TV, or just go to applevalleynewsnow.com. Thanks to Lifetime Dental Care. All right, let's plan your day tomorrow. What I can tell you is the wind, unfortunately, we're stuck with those tonight. It'll start to die down overnight. It's going to be a little breezy to start with in the morning, but things will calm in the afternoon. But it doesn't last, so enjoy that little bit of calm and a pretty decent day tomorrow looking ahead. And then taking a sneak peek at the next coming days, things get unsettled. And yes, you are seeing some thunder and lightning on your screen. We have potential for some thunderstorms moving in on Saturday. So
yikes.
There you go. Keep taking those pictures, though. We love those.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. All right, thank you so much for joining us and watching the news at 5.
We are back at 6. World News is next. Hoping your news is good news.
See you then.